Hi y'all, welcome back to By Devin Nails. Today we are working on our crochet along of our nail sleeve, and I am so excited that you're here and that you are hopefully going to enjoy our crochet along. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you would like a copy of this pattern, you can DM me at hooksandnails on Instagram. Alright y'all, here we go. Your yarn, you've got your crochet hook. I have a thicker yarn here than what I suggested because it will be easier on camera for you to see what is going on, especially important if you are newer to crochet. So your yarn is likely closer to this width here, which is thinner. It's going to make a really pretty crocheted nail sleeve. Mine is, as you can see here, much thicker. So we will pull this one back out when we get there. So the first thing that we need to do is create a slip knot. So you're going to create your X, use your crochet hook to pull one of your yarns through, or you can just use your fingers like this. If you need help with that, there is a video on it. Alright, so you've got your slip knot, put your crochet hook in and tighten it. Your tension for this, I really just like my tension to be, I can move my crochet hook through the loop pretty easily, but it's not wobbling all around. You can barely see here that there is like just a little bit of a gap. Once we've done that, we are going to make sure we've got the yarn that is connected to our ball, not our free edge. So if you just want to tuck that one in so you don't grab it by accident. All right, we are going to do 10 chains. So I like to yarn over and then I hold on to my knot here, and as I'm rotating, I kind of rotate over, pull through. That's 1, 2 chains, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we're going to do one last one for 10. All right, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. So you've got 10 chain here, and now we're going to do single crochet. So we've got it kind of on its side. We're looking at what will be the side of it. You want to just twist it just a little so you can see these loops at the top from the chain. You're just going to go into the second chain from the hook. So we've got the loop that's on the hook, this first V. We are looking for this second V here. That is our second chain from our hook. I'm going to take our crochet hook, push it through, grab our yarn or yarn over, and pull it back through. Now we have 2 loops, yarn over, and pull that through both of them to make our single crochet. Then we've already gone through this one, we're going to go into the next, and so on. So go in, yarn over, and if when you push through this hole your yarn is not right on top, that's fine. You can just yarn over, pull it through the chain. Now you've got 2 loops, yarn over, and create your crochet stitch. The next one, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, come through both of them. I twist my crochet hook just a little bit to pull that yarn through, and I kind of hold it down this little tail. So I want to keep as best I can from getting too spirally. And when we have done 9 single crochets, we will be ready to turn our work and start on the next row. So we started with 10 chains, but we put our first single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So we skipped 1, which is why we will end up with 9 single crochets. And let's check that out. So you can see this V here. Okay, and each of these is one stitch. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this last one that's kind of curving underneath is 10. So when you get down to the end of a row, you're going to do a slip stitch, which means you just have the loop on your hook. You're going to yarn over, you're going to pull that through, then you're going to flip your work around. So our tail is over here. We're going to turn it. Okay, and now we're looking at the other side. If you need to, pull your yarn around. And now we're going to do the same thing. So we've got our loop here. We're not going in here. We're going into this space right here. And now we're going to be doing the back loop only. So as we talked about a crochet are these V stitches. The V has a front loop, the loop that is closest to the crocheter. So that's this one here. And then a back loop, a crochet or a yarn that is farther away from the crocheter. So taking your crochet hook, go between the two, in that space at the V, and go under the back loop only. So you end up with 2 on your hook. You're going to yarn over, you're going to pull that through just the back loop. You end up with 2, yarn over, and now come through both of them. So it's basically the basic single crochet, except for instead of going into both loops, you are going between them and collecting only that back loop. This is what creates that ribbed pattern that we're going to have on our cuff. So we're going to go back loop only, yarn over and through, back loop only, yarn over, pull it through the back loop, yarn over and through. You're going to do this 9 times. So all the way to the end of the row. And it's going to take a few rows before you can really see this ribbed pattern that you're creating. You want to make sure that you're going through the back loop only for each one. And once again, that back loop is going to be the yarn in that V that is farther from the crocheter. Okay, and then when you get to the end, sometimes this last V can kind of turn on itself a little bit. It looks like it's like just this yarn and you're like, all right, I'm done. Kind of pull it down here and you'll see that there is one last V in that space. Another thing that you can do is count and see. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need to do 1 more. Back loop only. So you're going to pull your yarn through the back loop only. Alright, and then we've come to the end of the row, so we're going to do that slip stitch again and turn our work. So what you should be seeing is a pretty straight line making about-ish of a 90-degree angle here at the bottom. That's how you know that you are keeping the correct, well, not necessarily correct, but the same or an even amount of tension throughout your piece. If as you're working, you are creating looser or tighter stitches, your pattern will start going like this. It will be growing or it'll be shrinking. You don't want either of those. You don't want your little 9 to get longer or to get wider or to get thinner. If you decide after a few rows that your stitch tension is too tight or too loose, you're going to do what's called frogging. So you're going to pull your yarn connected to the ball and just pull out your stitches. And then start again. You don't have to go necessarily all the way to the end. You just have to go to where you feel like the problem started. So if you missed a stitch and you ended up with only 8 of the back loop onlys, you would go just to the row where you missed that stitch. Or if you feel like you need to, go all the way and just start all over. One of the things that I do really like about this pattern, especially if you're a beginner or somebody who's coming back to crochet, who hasn't done it for a while and you're trying to figure out what the tension needs to be, it's super short, 9 rows or 9 back loop only or 9 stitches. So if you need to frog something or take it out, then it's really not going to take you too much time to put it back together. So you're going to continue through with your back loop only until you hit a multiple of 7 rows plus 1 more that is the correct length to go around your wrist or whoever's wrist you're making this nail fee sleeve for. Do this last one here. So, for example, right now our nail fee sleeve is only this long. So you can see that is not long enough to go along my entire wrist, right? Whereas this one is, I can go all the way around. It's the right size to go around. We will connect them together at the end. So right now you should just have a long set of this back loop only rows. And you can count these by counting both the mountains and the valleys. So this piece that's sticking up here, that could be 1, and then that valley is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50, and we're back to where we started. So my nail fee sleeve is 50 rows of back loop only. So that is a multiple of 7 plus 1, because 7 times 7 is 49, plus 1 more. As you're approaching 40 rows, start thinking about if your nail fee sleeve is going to be the right size to go on to your wrist and not be too tight or to be too loose. If at 40 rows, it's starting to feel like it is the right, it's not too tight, it's not too loose, then just do 3 more rows, putting you at 42, a multiple of 7 plus 1 more. If when you get to 49 plus 1 more, so 50, if you feel like that is still too tight, you can add another set of 7. So you would go until 57. You can decide the size that you want your nail fee sleeve to be. For every multiple of 7, that will be a set of shells. So our shell stitch that we will do in the next video, it is a stitch of 7. So I had 50, so I have 7 shells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 here. Okay, and it would look just fine with 1 less set of shells. Okay? And it would look fine with 1 more set of shells. That's what I love about this pattern, is it's super easy to customize, which makes it a great pattern for somebody who is just learning crochet. So you don't really have to mess with a swatch sample. And it's great too if you are already knowing how to do crochet and just want to work up something beautiful really, really quickly. All right, you all. So you want to finish up your back loop only until you have a multiple of 7 for your rows plus 1 more. So again, I did 50. And every row is that back loop only. And we are going to create the actual round, so connecting the 2 together, the ends together, in the next video. So all you need to do is create your ribbed stitch in your multiple of 7. I said it a lot. Sorry, you're probably like, yes, we get it. A multiple of 7 plus 1. All right, you all. I am so glad that you joined us today. Please, please, please update me using hashtag nail sleeve by me on Instagram, commenting below if you are watching
Did we go too fast? Did we go too slow? Is there a little mini video that you would like to help along the way to do this back loop only? Okay, and I will see you next week. We're going to drop 2 videos next week. We're going to do the shells and then also finishing off the top so you end up with this cute little scalloped look. All right, you all, thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you on the next one. This has been Bye Devin.
Thanks
Bye,
again
y'all.
for being here, you all. If you'd like a copy of this pattern, please DM me on Instagram at Hooks and Nails and be a subscriber of By Devin Nails here on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll drop the next 2 to finish up our nail sleeve next Saturday. Use the hashtag to show us what you're working on Instagram. Thanks for being here. This was By Devin. Bye, y'all.